Hello, everyone, and welcome to Epic Sketch Time. Epic Sketch Time is an online drawing group. We've been going strong for a number of years. When the pandemic came along, everybody else joined us online. Anyway, my name is Mark Monlux. I'm going to be your host this week. We meet on a weekly basis. Right now, it's Mondays at 4:30 Pacific time
Tuesdays.
on Tuesdays. Thank you, Bill. I live in Tacoma, Washington, and I'm a freelance illustrator. I've been freelancing since 1985, seems like forever. And today I'm going to be drawing some Stickman cartoons. Bill, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Bill Morse. I'm a cartoonist and illustrator working in Seattle, Washington, and today I am doing sketching and brainstorming for strips for my online comic strip Rhapsodies.
How do you spell Rhapsodies? How can people find that strip?
Rhapsodies is spelled RHAPSODIES, and it's at wpmorse.rhapsodies.com.
Okay, so they have to go to wpmorse.rhapsodies.com in order to get it, because I know sometimes when I type in Rhapsodies in Google's, I get a lot of other Rhapsodies and compositions and music, but not
I admit that if I probably should have thought of a better name if I was thinking about online thing. Occasionally, I'm lucky that I get, not counting the definitions of the form of music, I'm generally in between that and Rhapsody's custard.
I'm typing in Rhapsodies comic, web comic, and I'm seeing whether or not that will take me to it. Yeah, yes, if you type in Rhapsodies web comic, a comic strip about life, love, and accounting. Wonderful description.
And the divine power of jazz.
Oh, pardon me. It just goes as far as accounting and then ... But okay. And let's see. Later, we should be joined in a few minutes by Katie Crown. She sent me a text saying that she'll be here shortly, so I'm keeping my eyes peeled for when she pops up. You can also sign up for this event. If you go to the doobly-doo down below, there'll be a link where you can get onto our email list. I'm usually much better about sending that out than I am about doing updates on our Eventbrite page. We do have an Eventbrite page, and when you sign up for Eventbrite, you'll get a notice with the link. Save that, because like I said, most of the follow-up links are done automatically. If I haven't set them up correctly, they won't go out, and I tend to forget that. And I know we get new people coming in through that. And oh, and here we come. Speak of the devil. Hello, Katie.
Hi, is it just you and me? Or
no, Bill's here too.
Yes.
Hi, Bill.
Hi.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I had last week I had a dental appointment, and then this week I had a friend call me who's having some medical stuff, and then we got off the phone, and so now I'm here because I was like, I don't want to miss another week. Like this is something that's like a part of my weekly, this is my part of my life, and so it's like I don't want to get in a routine of missing it.
Katie, if it wasn't for you, we would just toss in the towel.
Oh, shush. Please do not tell me you guys are just doing this to feel sorry for me.
We don't feel sorry for you. We were inspired by you.
Oh, by all my follies as a artist. So I finished sketching out my sorry to interrupt. What were you guys talking about?
Well, actually, Bill and I just got through doing our introductions of who we are, where we are, and what we're doing. So this is a perfect time for you to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Katie C. I'm an artist and a writer. I live in Bonnie Lake, Washington, and I can be found on Instagram at Evil Girlfriend Media. I like to paint a lot of horror related stuff, cute stuff, and really like Screaming Ladies, even though I'm on a They Live kick right now doing some fan art.
Well, I've been noticing that all your paintings the last couple of months have had dogs in them. So
Yes, well, I'm always going to do dogs and animals. That's like one of my favorite things. You or life imitates art. I have dogs in my face all day long, so why wouldn't I have them on art? But yeah, so I started working on the Dr. Evil. Well, actually, it's not Dr. Evil. It's Dr. Spectre, I think, from 007 meets They Live.
yes,
And yes. And so I had sketched it out as you told me to. So I have that. And then I was going to start on it today, but I kind of almost think I should get some markers out and just mark this up with color.
that's always a good idea to get a color composition and some ideas going. I think that's a good idea.
Just because we've discussed my struggles and the length of amount of time it takes me to paint, because I don't plan very well. So I was thinking, should I paint or should I do a color composition with markers just to see where I'm at here?
Well, I always think that you should have an idea of where your color layout should be before you even start drawing. So I'm all for you, looking and trying to think, okay, one of the things I do, and let me get my tablet so I can show you. Here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and make it the screen so that everyone can share it. I don't know why it is that sometimes the computer asks me to download the app. How often do they update that app?
Zoom. Mine was having a personality where it was where it was choking on it almost every time I tried to import it. I finally got around it by downloading it manually.
So here is an example of my color composition. I knew I had to deal with, and I'm going to just put in a new layer on this up at the beginning, and I'm going to use a big red marker to show things. Okay, so I knew I was going to have this bike. And the bike was obviously going to be a policeman's motorcycle. And I couldn't just go ahead and do black because black would be, too strong. I wanted to, so what I did was I kind of made it this dark blue gray, which gave the impression of being black. And I did the same thing with the tires. And
Yeah,
go ahead, Bill.
I was going to say that looks like one of the darker shades of navy blue that I've seen listed on the Wikipedia article.
And so I decided, okay, I'm going to do all of these grays are pretty much cool grays as well. And I knew I was going to have this blue going over on the windshield. And that was going to make these red headlights really pop. So my color composition was going to be the white and the black of the motorcycle. And then I did the, come on, why aren't you drawing for me? Well, it helps if I have it on the right layer. Just going to go ahead and erase that real quick. Come on. Okay, when I think of color composition, I think of warm and cools. So, and I often will use it sort of like a targeting principle, like a target, like you would see at the end of a target range with a red center. So I have these red headlights, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I have the warmth of the blue and the cool. So that's a warm against the cool. And then this character has a bright yellow parka that's very key to the movie. Actually, it's not quite as yellow as this. It's a little bit more grayish, but I made it more yellow because I wanted, again, a warm color. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to knock back the end of the motorcycle by putting in neutrals. So you'll see that her hat's a neutral, his head's a neutral, the gray, the shovel, all of that is neutrals. So I got the front of the bike really popping. Then black and white will always pop. So I put that just slightly behind the motorcycle. And then I decided to have all the background be warm because, once again, I wanted this coolness in the front to really pop out. You know, I really wanted it to have this type of effect coming off the page. So the background is nothing but warm colors. And by controlling how the colors laid out, I could really control what the flow of the image would be. So I think it's important when you're doing your layout to think, okay, my whole background should be either warm or cool. If the front character, like your character, is going to be, he's going to have those grays and those blues and the reds on his face. The design of that alien face is meant to really pop out. And so you've got that, the head's just going to pop out all by itself. And then you got that kind of gray body suit. That'll be a nice even tone. And then you have the white cat. So you could go with some really dark blues, like say in the chair, with, you know, some lighter blues, a little highlights on it. And then in the background, the lower part could be dark blues. And if you have anything in the background behind him, like say some curtains, you can make those sort of like a deep red mahogany with really dark shadows coming through the past, so that this pale figure is what's really popping up with his gray suit on the front, because gray typically will knock back. But if you can use it like I did here, you can really make it pop forward. You just have to make sure, okay, is this going to be a warm gray or a cool gray? And then if you decide to go warm or cool, then it's just a matter of, you know, making sure that whatever he's against will be the, you know, on the other side of the range, if that makes any sense. I think I've given this advice to Bill. How many times, Bill, have I said warm, cool, warm, cool?
Who can say? Yeah.
Yeah, it's basic color theory. I'm trying to look to see if there's another example that I've done this with. Here is this is a very simple example. The cat is black and white, and the cat's eyes are green. I wanted to really make them pop, so I went with sort of like this warm neutral brown in the background to really make the black and white pop. And then just to knock back the cat in certain areas, I went in and added just a hint of gray. And let's see, where's another good one? I'm pretty pleased with all of these.
Oh, I like the shell-shocked look of that Himalayan.
This one was, I just figured, doing him all gray. I needed to knock back his ears a little bit, but I didn't want to use white because white was going to be in the background. And I didn't want to use pink because that would compete against his eye. So I went with a more neutral brown. Let's see. This layout was pretty cute. The cat's got these gorgeous, cool green eyes. He's an orange cat, so that's all very nice. I didn't make his nose pink. I kept his nose more orangey because I really wanted to have that whole area just to be orange. And then you got the blue of the little crown, party hat with the little orange and red up in it. That I'm very pleased with how that came out. And this is actually a picture of this cat wearing a party hat. And I think that's one of the reasons the picture worked so well, or the photograph. And anyway. I am trying to think if any of my I really wanted this. One of the reasons why the design for Little Mermaid and Disney works so well is because she's had that bright red hair.
Mhm.
Because she's always going to be set against a sea background of either blue or green. So it's just naturally going to make her head pop out all the time. Ditto with the girl in Brave with her red hair. She's usually set up against a background that's, either green or blue.
Yeah. And wearing pine green as well most of the time.
Yes. Now there's no warm colors in this one except for her skin tones. And that's what makes the focus of her coming forward work, even with the mask on.
Sorry, I'm making marker noise. I just realized I had my.
This was an exercise because I wanted to really make most of her fade in upon herself. The only real contrast is with the pink on her back, but I'm using this almost grayish blue to create sort of like a bottoming shower to kind of get across that whole sense of what she would be feeling like, because I want to kind of give this mournful, despaiриsh feel to what would otherwise be a very vibrant creature. I'm trying to remember what the word that day was. All of these had, ashamed. That's what it was. So again, red on blue. So I'm really curious to see you, Katie, you have an innate instinct for coloring. And so I'm really curious to see what you're going to do with it. Oh, you went straight into, you're still working with the markers? Oh, looks so much like a painting already.
Yeah, I thought I would just, while you were talking and I was looking at your stuff, I was like, let me get in here and smack this around a little bit. Yeah, the one thing I'm trying to decide with, because I wanted to do kind of like a regal picture, almost like he's posing for a portrait, is I thought about, because we were talking about making the cat like he was the evil mastermind.
Right.
And then he's just, the innocent alien, posing with his devious cat. So I thought maybe doing what looks like it's a portrait in the background, but instead of the actual portrait being there, it just says bye, and then it says bye 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 everywhere, and then it says buy cat food. And so it's the cat manipulating the alien. But then I was like, is that too comic-y for, but I mean, I don't know. My paintings usually hit a vein. Like
when I was first looking at it, I was kind of going, why doesn't she have it say obey? Like that's a very, very commanding. Why did she have buy? And then when I saw it was cat food, I was kind of going, oh, okay, that's cute. Yeah, this whole thing is a double entendre on itself.
Yeah.
Great way of introducing the cat into it.
Yeah, well, with the cat, I'm looking at that Persian in the Dr. Spectre. So what I need to do is find a different picture of a Persian where it's more, for reference, it's more direct face on, so I can capture, because the Persian in the Dr. Spectre picture is like he has a kind of a like look on his face. So
it's funny, it's embarrassing. I know exactly who you're talking about, and I'm blanking on his name too at this very moment.
Oh,
Donald
the
Pleasant.
character that we're trying to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to say
because he actually
Spectre,
has a name. What is his name?
Yes, it's Spectre. It's I'll hate myself when I look it up.
Well, the problem is we're of the age of what was it? The Austin Power movies. So we keep wanting to call him Dr. Evil, but he's not Dr. Evil because Dr. Evil is in the Austin Power
parody, yeah.
Yes. But if someone mistakes it for Dr. Evil and loves Austin Powers and loves Persian cats and also loves They Live, and they're like, I will give you $100 for that painting, or they'll give me $15 for a print, I'm not going to argue with them and say, actually, that's a reference to the 007 movie, not us. I'm going to be like, yeah, exactly. You get it. take the picture. I'm not going to argue because I keep wanting to call him Dr. Evil myself.
As I said, I'm very embarrassed. I've just looked it up. It's Blofeld.
It's Blofeld?
Blofeld.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
And and one is right to be confused because there were about 4 different people playing him.
Well,
oh.
Yeah, Donald Pleasance started off playing Blofeld.
I'm not sure. I'm looking at Donald Pleasance right now, though, and I will probably go with his most likeness because he is also a John Carpenter. He was in several of the Halloween movies.
Yes. So I'm looking at the various Persian cats online. I'm trying to line up. Do you want the cat to be staring right out, or do you want it to be its head slightly half cocked?
I would possibly do half cocked, but I want to capture that face of I am actually the one controlling everyone's mind
Okay,
here.
I think I might have found it.
Okay. Can you send it to me in Messenger?
Well, first I'm going to check with you to see if you like this one.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think of this cute?
Oh, I love it. Look at those green eyes.
Okay.
Is that on deposit photo or which? Oh, photo stock.
Yes, it's an iStock photo. Send you the link.
Oh, cool. Send it to me, please. I don't mind, especially if a lot of times they don't care if you use reference, but I use a lot. We have deposit photo. So I've used deposit photo before and I've downloaded the picture because we have so many credits because I'm like, I want to give the person I'm referencing, especially if it's a stock photo, they can use all the credit purchases that they can get. I always try to,
Occasionally I'll feel I get a little cautious when I realize that I followed a reference a little too closely. So
Yeah.
I have a rhinoceros magnet that I'm a little concerned about. Yeah, because it's not a photograph but the 3 degrees of separation, because was embarrassing. I didn't realize I had copied it from a sketchbook from one of my sketches, and then after the fact, I'm looking at the length of the rhinoceros's horn. I'm saying, wait a minute, I didn't do this one at the zoo. This was one that I had sketched to fill up the rest of the page.
Yeah. And I think that, I really hadn't thought about that much, but I think I was watching one of Stan Yan's drawing videos. And he mentioned, if you're using a reference photo, especially if you're referencing it a little too hard, if you're referencing it pretty hard, you should always try to acknowledge the photographer because that's another art in itself, right? But then, who knows how that's going to work with AI stuff, but
Yeah.
because they'll just steal from all of us. I'm not trying to be negative, but anyway, okay. All right. I'm glad we did this because it really makes me feel more comfortable with thinking about my choices. Yes, send me the kitty photo. I'm more than happy to take a look at that. Persians are an interesting cat because I've painted a Persian before, and I found that there are little nuances to their face, with the shading that if you don't get it right, you'll be coming back and getting that.
Okay, I just sent it to you.
perfect.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you.
allow you to download comp images, they say. So
Okay.
you can. Oh, you don't have Photoshop, do you?
I do have Photoshop.
I would open up this file in Photoshop and flip it so that the cat's face is in the right direction.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
But I like this. Remember we were talking a couple weeks ago about how cats don't have eyebrows?
Yes.
So depending on how far down their lids is, so she's got this half-lidded expression, and the fact that her fuzz is all fluffy right above her nose, it gives this wonderful scowl face.
Yes. Yes, I totally agree. I love it. And I love how pristine she is. Like I mean, obviously I'm not gonna do her paws like that because she's gonna be like laying.
Right,
But
but you can definitely get the head and shoulders part down.
yes.
And
Yeah, I like that posture. And there's enough gray in her fur that it's gonna make it easier to make that expressive look.
Now, on her face, there's this line that comes almost right down the middle here. And then she's also got two lines right at the front of her eyes that come down. So she's got like these three long, there's like a trident coming off of her nose and going straight up. But I thought okay, that's really interesting. And then from those little lines coming up, her hair does this winging out thing from there.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cute, wonderfully groomed cat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
With a pink little nose. So cute.
Definitely. Well, I guess I don't have Photoshop on this one, but that's okay. I will get it on there.
Oh, you
Yeah.
just go into the computer that you have, open up Messenger there and just drag it over that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, but on a lot of Microsoft stuff now, what was the free Photosoft Paint? Was that it? Microsoft Paint? I don't
That
know
might
if they
have
still have that on their I don't know.
Well, almost any rudimentary graphics program will be able to open up a JPEG file and flip it. I
Yeah.
think that you could even put it inside. I wonder if the camera on your phone is capable of doing that. Let me throw my camera here.
Should be able to. I think it is.
Mhm.
I mean, matter of fact, what I'm doing is I'm in my phone right now. I'm saving this photograph into my camera. I'll go into my camera. Okay, there's the image. I'm going to hit edit. Let's see. There's straighten.
Dr. Evil Kitty is the name of this file.
That's crop. Yes, up in the top left-hand corner, there's a flip. So I just flipped it for you. I'll just send you this new one.
Okay.
Easy as pie.
Mhm. Oh, I love that little button nose. Oh, that nose is so cute.
There you go.
Do you
All
think
set.
using I kind of like this maroon in the background, but I wonder if I did like a paisley or that's just too much. It's fine. It's fine the way it is. It's fine.
You're going to have so much don't pull away from the detail of the buy cat food. You want your eyes to go there.
Yeah, the kitty and the cat food, and then I want a kitty, cat food, alien, because the kitty is the mastermind of the whole thing.
Now I can see you doing wallpaper that's, got the little patterns in the wallpaper, the little swirly things could be dollar signs
Oh,
and cent signs. And you could just make that very subliminal by having the paint of the pattern just being a slightly shade different than the color over the top of it.
I kind of like that. I do have I was thinking about, because in my paint I have a magenta, and then I have like a magenta metallic. Wonder if I could do what we'll get there. I don't want to get ahead of myself too much. Oh, it's always so much fun starting a new project, especially when you have a bunch of other projects that just need breathing room. I mean,
I have a bunch of other projects that need to be done, not have breathing room.
well, I get where I find so I have to finish my mother's Christmas present, and then I just want to do a couple little refinements on the Chihuahua They Live picture, but overall I'm really pretty happy with it. And the right people will get that those are gum wrappers or not. I don't know. I'm just gonna let the chips fall where they may. And then I have a tarot card. That tarot card needs to finally be finished and shipped. And then I have these two. I don't think Bill was here whenever we were talking about me. I had to take a little break. I've been doing some art journaling for just therapeutic expression. And so I kind of haven't been getting any work done besides what I've been doing with you guys for the con, but it was actually really good for me to do it because, when you do a lot of fan art, you're always doing stuff that's out. I mean, even if you're creating your own vision, you're always using references, right?
Yeah.
And so I started doing a little bit of art journaling, and it was fun to see what comes out of my own imagination. Do you know what you do a lot of stuff that's out of your own imagination, right?
Oh yeah.
So for me, it was really good to do that for a couple pieces, just, it's journaling about feelings and emotions and stuff like that. But just seeing what comes out of those thoughts and feelings in my head onto the paper and an expression of, it was really nice, but now I need to get back to work.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. From the opposite perspective, I frequently find doing one of the reasons I draw from life as often as possible, where it's sort of like there's a whole lot of people who start getting, I know way too many artists who get way too poetic about finding their muse and whatnot. And so it's very therapeutic just going, I didn't have to be inspired at all. It was right in front of me.
Well, I wanted to show you guys a little show and tell.
All right.
All of my pins came in. They're all done.
Woo!
And they look absolutely gorgeous. And the other day, I did a unboxing. You can see it on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page. So these are some little Ziploc bags. I think I got 1,000 of these for like $30. And now I have nice little Ziploc containers with a little key punch that I can put these cards in so they look a slightly more professional. Very happy with that.
Oh, that looks good.
Well, believe it or not, folks, it is 5:30. You've not quite wasted a full hour watching us here on Sketch Time. Let's see, we will be back next week. That'll be the December. be yet another year wrapping itself up here.
Woohoo!
And I look forward to seeing both of you guys next week.
Yes, on time.
Okay, bye.